What's up, guys? In this video, you will find out everything you need to know about living in Rhode Island, but the 2022 version. I did a video called Everything You Need to Know About Living in Rhode Island about a year and a half ago. I got a decent response and we covered a bunch of things there, but a lot of things have shifted and a lot of things have changed now. Figured I'm gonna redo the video and talk a little bit about a couple of things that have changed. I used to kind of be proud about Rhode Island, but I'm not so proud anymore, or they're just simply a little bit different. So before we get into the video, hit subscribe, consider subscribing and supporting the channel. That is how we grow. If you're thinking about moving here, if you have any questions, hit us up. Phone number is gonna be somewhere in here. So let's get into the video. Last time we shot the video, I was talking about the lifestyle in Rhode Island, and that really has not changed, obviously, a lot. Rhode Island is fun. It's fun to be here. We got 4 seasons: winter, summer, spring, and fall. You will enjoy all full seasons to its fullest. Fall is beautiful, winter is horrible, we get a lot of snow, spring is amazing, and then summer is obviously amazing in Rhode Island. A lot of people visit Rhode Island during the summer just because of how many things there are to do. You got towns like Newport, Jamestown, a lot of beaches, a lot of really cool things you can do on the water, beautiful seafood. Summer is extremely popular and people love it, but people also love fall too. There's a lot of, I'm not into it myself, but there's a lot of apple picking and all that good stuff that people like to do. Personally, I don't like to pick my apples. I like to just go to the store and pick them up. Another thing, affordable housing. I spoke about affordable housing on the last video. Here's what's crazy. Affordable housing is not what it used to be. You could buy a starter house a year and a half, 2 years ago, or really 3 years ago, for about $300,000 in good shape. Now, that same house is probably worth $400,000. Right? The average price in Rhode Island for a home has gone up to, I believe, $410,000 last time I checked, which is crazy if you think about it, because I remember just a couple of years ago, it was about $320,000, $340,000, where you could buy, like I said, a decent starter home. So that has definitely shifted. Still, compared to other markets, it's still affordable. But there were a lot of people I remember, 2, 3 years ago or 4 years ago, where they would look at, if I could buy a house for $300,000, I would consider commuting to Boston every day for work. But now, if that same house is $400,000 or $450,000, and they're looking at Boston, and if the same house in Boston is $600,000, it really doesn't make it sense. It's still a good deal, but it's just not as good as it used to be. Another thing about Rhode Island is location. Now, I can guarantee you that has not changed. Rhode Island is located in the exact same place it was last time I made the video, which is extremely convenient. You can get anywhere inside Rhode Island very easily. There is traffic in certain areas, but still you can get anywhere very easily just because of the size of the state. It's a really small state. Also, you can get to Boston in 45 minutes. You can get to Connecticut in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. New York, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. You can also take the train to New York, take the train to Connecticut, take the train to Boston. So you have all these options for travel, which makes Rhode Island really attractive place to be in, and especially attractive place to visit. That's why right now we have literally, if everywhere you go in like the beach towns like Narragansett or Newport or Jamestown or Tiverton or Portsmouth, everywhere you will see people from all over the East Coast, New York, Jersey, Connecticut, from all of these places. Location is still great. That's one thing that has not changed. Another thing that has not changed, and I cannot confirm nor deny this, and I don't know if it's gotten worse or better, but probably not, probably hasn't changed. We have terrible roads. Roads are absolutely awful on most areas, especially in the close to city, like coming in and out of Providence. There's pretty much always construction going on. Highways are being updated, but there's just most of the roads are graded, if I'm not mistaken, C+. Which is below an acceptable standard in the U.S. by the government. They were graded by the government that are below an acceptable standard. So that's why I believe the state is working to kind of change that, but roads are pretty bad. Another downside, it's a slow-moving state. It's a slow-moving government. If you want to get things done with the state or with the city, it's going to take you a little bit longer. So most municipalities in most states have embraced technology and things are updated, and you can do a lot of things online. Not saying that you can't do that in Rhode Island, but you just can't do it to the extent that you can do it in different states. So the state here usually moves a little bit slower when it comes to embracing new things and technology. In general, the government and the state will move at a slower pace, I feel like, than be most other states. Upside to that is because the state is really small, a lot of people know each other. So you can also get things, get things done that way, which is kind of cool. Employment opportunities. I'm noticing that, especially since we started the YouTube channel, we have a lot of people who are reaching out from pretty much all over the country that are considering moving here. And the majority of the people that are moving here are entrepreneurs or people who work from home. So like if you look at other people who have similar YouTube channels, like let's say in Denver or Austin, the majority of their clients are people who are moving there for work. So their companies are moving there, so they have to move there. People are moving to Rhode Island, I noticed. Their first choice is not a job transfer. Most of those people are moving here because they like it here. They like the lifestyle. Like I said, they like the summers, they like the beaches, they like the seafood. That's what they like, and that's what they're moving here. They usually have the luxury to do it because of their job. They're either an entrepreneur, they work for themselves, or they work from home. They have that kind of job, or some people will travel, like people travel to Boston or something like that. But most people who I see that are moving here, this is just kind of based on personal data from our channel again. Most people who are moving here are people that either work from home or they work for themselves, and they control their own time and schedule and what they do. Another thing, the state, which is really cool. I'm proud of it. A lot of people love it. It's a green friendly state. It's an environmentally friendly state. They embrace a lot of those things. So it's very bike friendly, like the city. Almost every street now, there used to be wide streets for three lanes for cars. Most streets are blocked, like they have one block lane now for people with bicycles. It's a very bike friendly city. I'm talking about Providence, but also Rhode Island in general has a lot of different bike paths where you could bike at a lot of places. And then when it comes to electrical cars, there's a lot of places where electrical outlets. You get pretty big incentives if you drive an electric car. The state wants the green initiatives. Same with like solar panels, right? If you want to get solar panels on your roof, the state has some of the best incentives in the country. I remember speaking to a guy who does solar a couple of weeks ago, and he did say like he was showing me different states and the incentives that Rhode Island gives for people who decide to get solar on their roof is pretty cool. So Rhode Island is very environmentally conscientious, which is really cool. And last but not least, I'm a huge fan. This hasn't changed. Honestly, it only has improved. It's actually crazy because with COVID, I'm talking about food. The restaurant scene is beautiful in Rhode Island. We have a lot of really good food. So if you're a foodie, if you love that, you're gonna love that. In the last 2-3 years though, it's pretty crazy because a lot of restaurants, like renowned restaurants, known restaurants, have gone out of business, fortunately, because of COVID. And there's a lot of known restaurants where chefs are moving out of the state, are leaving the state, or getting other jobs, which is kind of crazy and kind of sad. Like some top restaurants are shutting down very soon. Like one is North in Providence, which is very well known. I think it's shutting down in a couple of months. Like it's shutting down very soon. The chef and owner basically is taking a break from doing it, and then he's gonna come back and maybe like reinvent himself and do something completely different. But it was one of the coolest restaurants we had in Providence. But with that said, there's new restaurants popping up every day, creative food everywhere, so you're not gonna miss that scene. There you have it. These are a couple of things about Rhode Island that you really should know. Hopefully I covered anything. If there's anything you'd like me to cover, please let me know in the comments. Subscribe to our channel. If you're looking to move here, buy a home, let us know, and we'll see you in the next video.